To be Wiccan is a way of life. And it's time we learned how. Join the Scarlet Witch on a journey into magic and learn the true meaning of witchcraft as we enter the Witch's Closet with Scarlet Witch.
Hello all, good evening. I hope we're all well. I have to apologise, first of all. I may be snuffly and sniffling. I haven't got a cold, but I am suffering with allergies at the minute. So my nose is probably red. Well, it's not showing on here, thank goodness, but my nose is red raw from, it's absolutely ridiculous. Good evening, Jeanette. How are we? Hi, Lorraine. Nice to see you joining us. I think Dave and Donna are watching, also known as Wandering Willow. She's watching as well. So thank you all for joining.
Have you shared it? Yeah, I've shared it. See, I'm here. I've got my laptop on one side. See, I'm more prepared.
She's on it today. On it today. Right. Okay. So this evening, I have delved slightly into ways to protect yourselves, your family, your friends, your home before, but I think protection is a very important aspect of being a witch. So I wanted to go into it in more detail and ways that you can protect yourself, your family, your home, your friends, whatever you want to do. I'm also going to be talking about our upcoming sabbat, which is Beltane on the 1st of May, one of the pagan or Wiccan witches Wheel of the Year. That's our next one of the 8 sabbats. So we'll be talking about that as well. A quick disclaimer, obviously, anytime I do this, this is just the ways that I do things, from practices that I've learnt or been taught or read about or researched. This isn't the way that I'm telling you you should do it. It's just giving you the methods and the tools that you may need should you wish to do some protection for your home or yourself or what have you. So if people do things differently, that's absolutely fine. I just ask that everyone's respectful of everybody in the comments. Everybody's views and opinions may differ, but that's absolutely fine. It's good to have a good discussion on the show, and I like that. So let's just have a look to see who's here. There's Wandering Willow, there she is, good old Donna, bless her. I believe they put me on their big screen today. They're sharing me on their TV. That's nerve-wracking. My sister's on. Good evening. I'm struggling really bad with hay fever too. I think it's the tree pollen and the wind makes it worse. See, I'm on prescribed antihistamines that's supposed to last 24 hours and they're doing nothing. So I'm starting to question if it's an allergy at all now. Oh, it's horrible. I've been miserable all day. Kate's on. Hi, Kate.
Okay.
Wondering Sport. Yippee, fire. It is the Fire Festival. Absolutely. So let's get straight into it. So as I said, when you walk the path of a witch, protection is probably going to be the most important aspect that you learn. And I always advise to any newbies who want to learn the craft or want to get into it, always learn your protection before you go into anything else. Your basic things is protection, your casting of circles, calling your corners, and being respectful as well if you're working with spirit. Christina, hey.
Hiya.
Right, okay. So, firstly, self-protection. Now, hagstones, I'm going to be talking about hagstones. They have been around or enchanting the folk of Britain for centuries. They've been often been believed to have magical properties and to be able to mysteriously ward off bad witches is where they originally came from. The ideology came from that, and others with negative intentions. However, modern day witches, we do wear them not to ward off any bad witches out there, so to speak, purely for protection against negative energies. Now, the story behind hagstones, I wear one nearly most days. This is my hagstone. So it's a natural stone that has had a hole created by moving water, generally found on beaches. If you can find your own hagstone on the beach, that's generally the best way. Obviously, it's meant for you found it, it's meant for you. So if you can turn it into a necklace and keep it in your bag, put it by your front door, anything like that, and it will be a fantastic form of protection. So the theory goes that only good things can pass through the hole. So while good fortune and good wishes will find you through a hagstone, bad luck and evil thoughts are too big to be able to pass through. That's the story behind them. So only the good can pass through, and mine's also got a little pentagram on there for added protection, because I am an extremely superstitious person. So this belief regarding with the hole and only the good luck can pass through was bolstered by the centuries old belief that magic cannot work on moving water. So since the hole on a hagstone is created by moving water, it works as a shield against negative energies and spells against you. So if you feel that people are doing negative intentions towards you, or you work with a lot of negative people in a workplace, or it could even be family members.
Stone at them.
Say again, sorry.
Just throw the stone at them.
Yeah, or you could just lob it at. Actually, no, don't. That's another disclaimer. Don't lob it at them. Yeah. I did used to say that
it's sometimes.
yeah, I did just say if crystals, I'm not telling you to do this, but I did just say if crystals, you feel they're not working, just launch it at the person's head, but never mind, we digress. So what you can do with them, you can hang them above your front door or next to your front door if you can't physically hang it above your front door, to keep evil spirits out of your home. You can wear them to ensure good health, good finances. Sailors, believe it or not, used to hang them on their ships, on the vessel, to prevent evil clinging onto the ship. And it would also apparently swing in the wind, so when there was a storm brewing, the storm would clear, it would pass the storm, and that's what the superstition with the sailors that used to do. You can attach them to your bedpost or put them beside your bed to dispel nightmares. So they're a great just all round, and they do have lovely energy when you wear them. You do feel very grounded and connected to the earth. So they do come highly recommended from me. What do you think? What do you reckon with hagstones, Lou? Do you like them? Do you not like them?
I like them, and I would like to find one. I've not found
Would
one
you?
yet. I was going to say, is there a reason why you've got yours like on that length of cord that you've got it on, as opposed to having it shorter? Is there a specific reason for that?
A lot of my protection necklaces will hang long to cover my heart chakra. So I get
something to do with a specific art.
Yeah. So some necklaces, if I want just an all-round shield, like my amethyst that I'm wearing, I believe, if I remember, I think Donna actually made me this one. You know, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure it was Donna that made me this one. It's a little amethyst necklace, and that just protects my throat chakra, and then all my protective ones are for my heart chakra. As an Aquarius, I don't get offended easily. That's not the right word, but I can get hurt easily. So I always wear the protection to protect my heart area and just to keep me nice and safe.
Yeah.
So that is the hagstone. Jeanette, nice to hear all the info on hagstones. Thank you. You're welcome. Donna's put.
Hi, Jim.
Donna, yes, you did. Thank you, Donna. And I wear it most days, so yes, it is much appreciated, Donna. Thank you. But yeah, that's hagstones. The next thing, which a lot of people use, but a lot of people don't realise maybe the reasons why we wear these particular stones. We go on to crystals. Okay. So people have been wearing or using crystals in some shape or form for a long time. But in today's fast-paced society, we are often faced with an overload of fear or toxic emotions. In the world as it is today, especially, there is a lot of toxicity out there. You even find it amongst family members. it's good to keep yourself safe and protected from that, albeit you can't avoid it at all times. So wearing crystals can help balance that energy and protect you from that. So we'll talk about that in a few seconds. So one of the ways you can take control of your own energy and safety and protection is by utilising the earth-given gift of crystals for protection. So most crystals, majority of crystals, are naturally made source from the earth. And obviously a good way to feel connected and grounded to the earth is by wearing or using crystals. Kate actually said, my mum lives on the beach. I'll ask her if she has one for you, Lou. So there you go. Kate's going to find you a hagstone, or her mum's going to find you a hagstone for you. They're most easiest to find on pebble beaches. You find the other thing I also, which I haven't put down on my notes this evening, but is sea glass. When you go to the beach, if you find sea glass of all sorts of colours, although it is just glass, it's just nice to find. If you've got kids, it's nice for them to go hunting, try and find all these little hidden gems of sea glass. And obviously they're all safe because they're rounded off. You can make little mosaics with it and collect them. It's just a cute little thing you can do with them and get them involved before they want to start if they want to start in their journey of the craft at a later date. So first of all, the first crystal that I recommend is great for protection is black tourmaline. So black tourmaline is great for grounding. It is highly protective. It helps clear and repel negative energy from the body, home and work environment. So if you're at work, you could keep one in your drawer. You can wear them. You can wear them as chipped bracelets. They do polished bracelets. I personally, this is personal preference, prefer the chipped bracelets. I like them in their natural form. I still have polished crystals, but I just prefer to wear them in their natural form if I can. So if you want to clear the energy of your home space, place a piece of black tourmaline at your front door. If you're feeling particularly unsafe from outside energies, then making a crystal grid in your home is another fantastic way you can do that. And to do that, you place a black tourmaline piece in each corner of your home, and as you put each piece down, or the consecutive pieces down, you imagine a boundary being created, like a white light or a black light or whatever you want to imagine, from the first piece you put down to the second piece to the third piece and so forth. And you imagine that grid being completed and protecting your home. So that's the black tourmaline, another recommended ones. Now clear quartz is another generic favourite of mine. Clear quartz dispels negativity, but it also attracts positive energy. It's good for absorbing, balancing, regulating negative forces. It works best, clear quartz, when it's worn close to the body. It's an impressionable stone, so remember to set your intentions with it every time you wear it. So if you're going to, every time I put mine on, for example, I will tell it what I want it to do for me. So if it's next to my tiger's eye, I will say I want it to amplify the protection of the tiger's eye, dispel any negativity from me, keep me safe from harm, keep me evil eyes away, negative intentions and what have you. So you have to set your intentions and tell it what you want it to do. Because it is a very impressionable stone, it is important that it's cleansed regularly. If you do wear them regularly, you can put them on your altar, you can leave them out in the full moons. We do have a full moon upcoming shortly. I can't remember the exact date, a few weeks, months, but I don't advise, this is a quick one, if anyone's going to do moon water in the next, for whatever time, few weeks or whatever, we are currently going into retrograde with Mercury. Chaotic energy, technology normally breaks around this time. It only lasts for 3 weeks, so we should be okay. But don't be doing any moon water during this time. It's not advised, unless you want to bring chaos and chaotic energy into your life. Then by all means carry on, go ahead and do it. I just don't advise it. Okay.
Your Ben will have a use for it.
yeah, probably.
He'll be there drinking it.
Okay, so it can also be placed next to the bed for protection while you sleep as well. Clear quartz also amplifies the energy of any other stone as well. So if you feel that a particular stone isn't as powerful for you as you want it to be, wearing it with clear quartz will amplify that. So it's a really good crystal to have. Even if it's your first crystal, that will be two ones that I would recommend is black obsidian and clear quartz. And I'll explain why those two go so well together shortly. But the next crystal for protection, believe it or not, is citrine. Now, citrine is known as the manifesting stone, and a lot of people forget that it can be used for protection. So it's a manifesting stone because it can bring abundance in all forms, but it has an amazing ability to morph into a protection stone too, as it absorbs negative energy and transmutes it into positivity and calmness. It's also great for protection against negative people that you can't avoid. So if you are at work around negative people, wearing citrine will help that. If you imagine it like a filter, so wearing citrine, the negativity comes through, it'll hit the citrine, filter it before it comes to you. So it's either not as effective, the negative force, or dispelled. So it is a very good stone. Placing citrine under your pillow helps interrupted sleep. I've not tried that one, believe it or not. As somebody who suffers with severe insomnia, I need to, practice what I preach really and try it. So I'll give that a go actually, and let you know on the next show how that works. But that's what it's known to do, shall we say? So you can wear it around your neck or wear it as earrings. And it will keep your thoughts balanced, clear of negativity and abundance flowing as well. So sometimes we can be our own worst enemies. So if we have a lot of intrusive thoughts, a lot of negative thoughts, impulsive thoughts, wearing citrine can help calm and balance it, but it is good to either wear it around your neck or wear it as earrings, so close to your head as possible, to filter any of the negative thoughts. The next crystal we have is amethyst. Amethyst is a well-known crystal. It's a rich healing stone, and it helps to heal with grief, addiction, heartbreak, but also to protect. Fantastic for empaths. Now, empaths absorb a lot of people's energies, and I'm an empath. I struggle in busy crowds, busy places, and I will feel drained for days after if I've been somewhere busy or crowded, so I avoid it. But if you're wearing amethyst, it can help with that. To protect yourself from negative energies when in a crowd or public place, wearing amethyst will keep the negativity at bay. And again, putting under your pillow to stop nightmares and psychic attack while you sleep. Putting it around your house to uphold the vibration of your home, because you want your home at quite a high vibration to make sure it's positivity flowing through. Let's have a look for that. I hate Mercury retrograde. Yeah, there are certain, I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I'm sure with Mercury going into retrograde, the way the planets have aligned, it's going to be okay for those who are Taurus, Leo, Gemini, and Cancerians, I'm sure. Those few star signs will be absolutely fine during retrograde.
The rest of us
the rest of us are good, yeah, absolutely. Citrine will need to be cleansed a lot, less you have carnelian with it. Yeah, that's right. I'm an empath and teaching always massively drains me. Yeah, a lot of people are empaths. This would help, yes, definitely. So my favourite, and was the first crystal that I ever got, was black obsidian. Black obsidian is a strong absorbent stone that will highlight whatever truth you are needing to see in your life. It is a powerful protective stone and should be cleansed often due to how much energy it is able to absorb. It can bring avoided emotions or truths to the surface and encourage you to deal with things you may have suppressed. So if you are somebody who suffers a lot with mental health, a lot of people do this day and age, life is hard, or you've had past trauma and you think you've dealt with it, sometimes putting it in a black box and putting it to the back of your brain isn't actually dealing with it. So black obsidian will help or encourage you or make you deal with those emotions to get you through it, to completely rid you of those issues. But again, it is a very strong absorbent stone. So it's another stone that needs a lot of cleansing a lot of the time, because it does absorb a lot of negative energy for you. It will also keep your home protected, of course. It has the ability to draw in the negative, transmute and expel it out again. Due to this, the optimum place for protection is by all entryways. So if you're going to use it in your home, put it by your front door, your back door, patio doors, anything, wherever there's an entrance to your home, putting a piece of black obsidian there is fantastic. If there's a specific spot in your home or a specific room or area that has a particularly unpleasant energy, more than one obsidian in the room would be beneficial to absorb that negative energy. And placing, as I said earlier, placing the clear quartz next to the black obsidian has a wonderful effect. It truly does. Where the obsidian draws the negative out, the quartz or clear quartz replaces it with light and positivity. So it's kind of that balance of yin and yang. One's absorbing the negativity and the clear quartz is pushing out and filling the void with positivity. So any of those crystals can give you peace of mind. They can help you feel calmer, safer, and more relaxed. Protection stones are so much more than just stones. They are a connection to the goodness of the earth and the power within. I love crystals. I think if there's any new witches starting or learning about the craft or wanting to venture into the craft, start with crystals. It's a great way to get connected to the earth and get yourself grounded. Learn all the types of crystals, and see what they will do for you, what benefits when you go into a crystal shop. Don't go for a specific crystal in mind. Sometimes you could go, just look, hover your hand over and see what you're drawn to. Sometimes what you think you need isn't what you necessarily need, and it could be something completely different. So go in with an open mind, find a local esoteric shop, have a look at the crystal range, hover your hand over and see which one feels the most powerful to you. And that would probably be what you need at the time. If you lose a crystal, do not panic. It purely means it has served its purpose. I was at a restaurant for my birthday back in January and I had one of my protection spell jars. I wear these daily if I'm leaving the home or I've been out and about. And when we've been to this restaurant, by the time I got home, all I had was the cord. Now, there was no way that this could have slipped off because it's looped through and the thing was still tied around my neck. It couldn't have snapped because it's sealed with wax. How I portrayed it, it must have come off in the restaurant, but it must have been somebody else needed it more than I did at the time. So I hope they found it and I hope it brings them as much protection as it has given me. So what I did is made myself another one. But yeah, that was it. The other thing they say about crystals, if it snaps in two, there are two theories that people believe in this. I like to believe, personally, if it's just a general crystal, a large crystal, small crystal, doesn't matter, and it's broken in half, I always think it's good to give to somebody else, that one half of that piece to somebody else, because it could mean that somebody else needs it as well, and you keep a piece for yourself. If it's jewellery, like a ring, the theory behind it is that it is absorbed and done what it needs to do, and you just need to dispose of it however you need to. But yeah, so those are crystals. The other forms of protection that a lot of witches, Wiccans, pagans, whatever they do, is wind chimes. Now, wind chimes, believe it or not, if they're in the garden, the sound of the chimes is supposed to keep away negative spirits, negative energies. If it's in your house, I have a few in my house, as long as it's kept away from windows and doors are shut, and the chimes start jingling, then generally they say it's a spirit trying to communicate with you. I'm not saying if it's in your house, the window's wide open and it's chiming that a spirit's trying to communicate. It's just the wind. It's purely the wind. We have to be very logical. But yeah, so that's wind chimes is a good one. I love the sound of wind chimes. Some people don't. Some people hate them. I have them in my garden. I guarantee few of my neighbours really can't stand the sound. but I don't really care. Mirrors. Mirrors are a touchy subject with a few people. Some people love them, some people hate them. I'm not a big fan of mirrors in my house. I have one purely to do my makeup in the spare bedroom, and that is it. But mirrors at your front door and your back door facing away from the property are supposed to ward the home of anything evil or negative coming into the property. So mirrors is a great one. People forget, I mean, when I cleanse the home, I also cleanse the TVs. Now, TVs act as a form of a black mirror. So I always cleanse the TVs as well, with whatever I'm using to cleanse at that moment in time. I knew she would comment. My sister has an adverse hate to mirrors. She's still traumatized. I won't reveal the story, don't we, Linda? Okay, so the next one, another one of my favourites, is witches' bells. So put simply, they are a set of magical bells hung on either the front door or the back door from a nail, the doorknob, door handle, and they're used to ward off negativity. You can also hang them in your rearview mirror of your car, and it's to ward off the evil eye and bad luck as well. So witches' bells, I have some on my front door. And yeah, I just love the sound of the chime as well when you open the door and shut the door. It's almost like you're greeting the home as you enter and leave the house. I do talk to my house. Your house is an energy in itself. So when I leave, I'll say, bye house, keep it safe for me, keep the dog safe for me, keep the cat safe for me, and I'll say hello to the house when I walk in as well. So yeah, just utilize the energy in your home. Make it a positive energy in your home. You want your home to be your safe space. So do everything you can to make sure it stays in a high vibration and positivity. Dave's put, we have witch bells hanging off the front door and the handle. Yeah, handle, nail, doorknob, anything that you use, absolutely fine. The next one, salt. So salt is used in a lot of the craft work, but it also can be used around the home. You can draw a line of salt by your front door and your back door to prevent anything negative crossing the threshold. You can put salt wash and salt wash down your doors, your windows. You can put lines of salt by your windowsills, anything that makes you feel comfort. Just bear in mind, if you do have pets, they are going to be around trying to lick the salt, if they're anything like mine. Another good one, I mentioned door washes then, is a peppermint door wash. Now, a peppermint door wash, or using a peppermint essential oil in warm water to wash down your front door to bring abundance, luck and wealth to your home. And it's also a form of protection. And it makes your front door smell nice.
I was going to say, but it smells really nice.
It does smell really nice. It does smell really nice. Some little witchy shops, you may find specialised door washes. You don't need to spend a lot of money on them. You can literally just use a bit of peppermint oil and wash your doors down with it, and that's absolutely fine.
Seen that quite a bit online at one point about Florida water.
Florida, I want to have a go at making some, actually. I have an incense which is Florida water. Well, it's Palo Santo and Florida water, and it smells beautiful. And a lot of people think Florida water has to come from Florida, and it doesn't. It's just the name of the water that you can make. I did have a look online a few weeks ago, and it didn't look that difficult to make, so I may have a go, and then I could get the ingredients together, and we could make some on the next show maybe together. That would be good. So yeah, as I said, burning protective herbs and incense as well. Personally, I do this daily, so incense is generally burning in my house every single day. I also put one in the plant pot in the front of the garden and one in the plant pot at the back garden as well. Not to make the neighbourhood smell nice or anything like that. It's purely as it's burning, I will stand in my kitchen window and I will imagine the smoke encasing like a protective shield around the land and our property, just to protect it from anything negative, and just to keep the ground a little bit more sacred, really, I suppose was the word. But a proper smoke cleanse, or smudging, whatever you want to call it as, smoke cleanse, once a month. So I will do the daily with the incense, but once a month I will go around and do a proper smoke cleanse. Unless there's been any arguments in the home. I have a very nearly teenager, so you can imagine the energy, a boy teenager as well, you can imagine the energy is through the roof sometimes. So I will do it then, just to bring it back down a wee bit. So either the herbs or incense are garden sage, rosemary, cedar, lavender, bay leaves, juniper, frankincense, mugwort, myrrh, rue, wormwood, angelica, hyssop, thyme. But please, 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 if you're going to burn anything in your home, please check the contraindications of any of those herbs I've mentioned. Of each herb or resin prior to using them. There are specific scents, oils, herbs that people with epilepsy or pregnant women should avoid. So do always check, A, that you're not allergic, and B, that there's no contraindications for the herbs that you're going to use to burn in the house. And if you have pets, just double check, either put them outside while you do the house cleanse or check that it's safe for pets as well. And a simplest witch's tip for removing negativity, and it's the most anybody could do it, you don't need any ingredients, you have it all in your home already, is when you go to bed, get a glass of water, put in a couple of teaspoons of salt, stir anti-clockwise because you want to remove, and put it either under your bed, unless you've got a divan bed, put it beside your bed, and when you wake up in the morning, flush the water. Just flush the water.
Drink it.
Oh no! Oh no! Don't, definitely don't drink it. No.
Give an internal cleanse.
No. That's a different show, Lou. That's a different show. Yes, just flush the water, dispose of the water in any way, shape or form, but don't drink it. And what the salt water does, it absorbs anything negative. And while you sleep or while you dream, you're in a bit more of an unprotected state. So that salt water, A, is also protection, but it's also absorbing anything negative. So you wake up with a clearer mind. You'll probably feel much calmer. So doing that, Linda's put the internal cleanse. Yes. No. So so those are a few ways that you can protect yourself, your home, your friends and family. You could, if you have a friend or a family member who's having particular difficulty at whatever aspect of life, you could gift them a crystal, and tell them what it's for. You could check, maybe they're not super religious and they're going to be highly offended by you giving it to them first, and just say, look, this is just a little crystal that I want to gift to you. It's believed to help X, Y, and Z for whatever difficulties they're feeling. Do you mind if I get this for you as a gift, to help you? Most people will say yes. Like I said, unless they're in some sort of, I don't want to say religion, I'll just say religion, that they can't use that sort of stuff. So do check first, although your intentions are well, you don't want to be offending anybody. But yes, so those are a few ways for protection. Is there anything you want to add, Lou?
Yeah, I've got a couple of things. Oh, I don't know if you just heard that. That's the child. Sorry, just right, so those that saw, I think, the Sunday show, Ben was mentioning about a special thing that came out of his vault or his safe deposit box. Let me see if you can see this. Come here.
Oh wow!
That.
Look to my lighting down. It's glaring. So look. Oh, that's nice.
Back.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to look. It's got some hieroglyphic inscriptions.
I can't see the hieroglyphics.
No, I might take a photo of it because it's really bad on this. But that's the front.
Wow.
You can't keep it still. But yeah, it comes with a.
And is that like a protection amulet type thing? Is it?
It comes with a proper certificate. I'll read this out to you. It says it's the scarab. The scarab is the emblem of Ra. the great creator of the universe. It was worn by the Egyptians as a protection against evil. It is said to give the wearer vitality and strength, the energy and drive of the god of creation. It protects its owner from poverty and attracts wealth and good luck. This scarab was crafted between the 23rd and 26th dynasty. That's 940 BC to 664 BC. So it's actually
Wow,
an original. So Ben
that is amazing.
given that to me. So not
That's
that I'm going to wear it
amazing.
anywhere because it's so like
I know you'd be scared to lose it.
it's like, yeah, I'm not wearing that anywhere. Obviously the chain's not the original or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
just it was just put on a chain. But yeah, I'll take a proper photo of it front and back so you can actually
Yeah, that'd be,
have
yeah, if you
proper
take a
look at it.
picture and put it on the page, I'm sure everyone else would love to see that as well.
Yeah. So that's the special one. I've
Okay.
got a couple of other bits like talking about when we're talking about gems and stuff. So that's my amethyst and black tourmaline.
Lovely.
And
That's lovely, that is.
Kate might recognise it because she's got one similar. She's got one that's hematite. So I've got just a plain hematite one because I was practicing basically. So I had to make them for myself first.
Yeah. I like hematite. There's a particular stone. I haven't got my hematite on actually. It's upstairs. There's a particular stone that I personally struggle with. I know a lot of people, I've seen it in different groups and chats, is moldavite. Moldavite, I call it the tower stone. If you want to associate it with tarot, I associate it, if you think of all the crystals being associated different tarot cards, I would associate moldavite as the tower.
Yeah.
It
Fakes as well, aren't it? Because people can sell it for quite a lot because it's quite rare, so you keep getting quite a few fakes pop up.
Yeah. It's it brings necessary change, but it can be very, very chaotic. I know a few people who have had it. Things have gone drastically wrong for them, but then at the end of all that, they're living their best life. So it had to go through all these steps to come out on the other side, so to speak. So it's one that I don't use, but I know a lot of people will avoid that one. Donna loves it. It kicks butt. It does, but it also kicks your own butt as well. And I'm not down for a butt kicking, to be honest. I mean, to look at it's a beautiful, beautiful stone, but it does bring a lot of chaotic energy with it. Oh, where's it gone? There's it. I don't have a safety deposit box.
It's a vault. I call it his vault. His secret vault.
See, with Ben, I imagine him to have like a vault in your house with, you know, those big circle that you have to twist like this with a big steel door that's like this thick, you know, and he's got all these like ancient relics and stuff like that.
It's at a secret location somewhere else, possibly in a different country.
Right.
I've got just a couple going on to more cultology kind of side of things.
Yeah.
And just to throw something different in there. We've got the third pentacle of Jupiter, and that's that one.
Oh wow! Yeah.
That quite a bit.
Yeah.
Things. That one says, "This defendeth and protecteth those who invoke and cause the spirits to come. When they appear, show unto them this pentacle, and immediately they will obey." But this can be used as like just a general protection from spirits. Entities. Because I think Ben's mentioned it before about popping just a picture of it up in your house or something. Like keep the negative ones away. So I was just having a quick flick through. What else did I see? Bear with. Oh yeah, the sixth pentacle of Jupiter. Oh, I should say these are all from this book, The Keys of Solomon. So it's widely available. They're easy to see online as well. So you've got the sixth pentacle of Jupiter, which is that one.
Oh wow, is that trying to see, is that Latin writing on it of some sort?
That is Hebrew.
Hebrew, that's it.
Yeah.
Forgive me, any
All right. It's hard to
Hebrew
tell when you're on a small screen.
yeah.
We've got it serveth for protection against all earthly dangers by regarding at it each day devoutedly and repeating the versicle which surroundeth it. Thus shalt thou never perish. I thought that was quite good.
I like how in the olden words everything was a z at the end of it. Thou shalt not.
No.
That's like the at the end of every word.
I got one more, which is the fourth pentacle of the moon.
Yeah.
Hang on, that one there.
Oh, I like that one.
I can't quite work myself. There we go.
Yeah.
Finger pointing. Yeah, that one says, "This defendeth thee from all evil sorceries, and from all injury unto soul or body. Its angel Sophiel giveth the knowledge of the virtue of all herbs and stones, and unto whomsoever shall name him, he will produce the knowledge of all." Oh, that was quite good, quite fitting with the herbs as well as a bit of protection.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It'll be quite handy.
It will be. And that will go, that's actually quite fitting because the next show I plan to do how to create sigils and protective symbols, because there is a way to do sigils. But yes, I'll go on to that on the next show. But that's interesting. Could you put a picture of those up on the page? Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
I might try and
just from a regular anyone can get it book, so it's nothing like too secretive.
Available on all local, not local, but probably Amazon, eBay, all that sort of
all local websites.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, as I said, we were going to go on to Beltane. So our next Sabbath, we have 8 Sabbats a year, and not including the SBATs, but the Sabbats. So the next upcoming Sabbath is May Day, which is the 1st of May. We call it Beltane, or the Fire Festival. So Beltane, a bit of the history of it, is a pagan holiday and one of the 8 Sabbats, as I said. It falls halfway between the spring equinox and the coming summer solstice of Litha. So Ostara and Litha, it's kind of in the middle. The holiday celebrates spring at its peak and the coming of summer. Now, traditionally, it marked the beginning of summer months and was when cattle were driven out to the summer pastures. Rituals were performed to protect the cattle, the people and the crops, and to encourage growth. Special bonfires were lit, whose flames, smoke and ashes were deemed to have protective powers. So it's fitting, obviously, with the show this evening about protection. The people and their cattle would walk either around or between the bonfires, or even some people would leap over the bonfires as well, depending on how big they are. You know, if it's a 10-foot bonfire, I don't recommend trying to leap over it, but maybe go around it or light 2 smaller ones and walk through the middle. But some would leap over the flames or the embers, so they'd wait for it to burn completely down and then they would leap over the embers then. All household fires, this is going back in time, remember, would be doused and then relit from the Beltane flame on the bonfire. So back then they would have had coal fires, wood fires, stove fires, whatever they were called. I'm not a big knowledge of fires, as in, you know.
Fire. We'll call it a hearth.
A hearth. I like that one. I like that's going back to words, isn't it? Have a hearth. The hearth. So that would be put out or doused out, and then it would be relit from the flame of the bonfire, of the Beltane fire. And these gatherings would be accompanied with a big feast, and some of the food and drink would be offered to the gods and goddesses and the fae. Going back to Gaelic traditions, food would be left out. There is a name, I'm not going to try and pronounce it. My Gaelic is not good. Pronunciations of words is not good in general. So yeah, it'd be left for the fae or fairies, whatever you want to, the sprites and what have you. So it'd be left for them to keep them satisfied. Doors, windows and livestock would be decorated with yellow mayflowers in belief they invoked fire. In parts of Ireland, people would make a May bush, which was a thorn bush or a branch, decorated with flowers, ribbons, bright shells and rushlights. In the Northern Hemisphere, so where we are, we typically celebrate Beltane. It starts actually on April the 30th and goes on to May the 1st, albeit we traditionally celebrate on the 1st. In the Southern Hemisphere, because of the change of seasons to us, it is celebrated on the 31st of October and the 1st of November. So the 1st of November would be the equivalent to our 1st of May, of how we would celebrate it. Now, Wiccan Beltane is more similar to the Germanic and English May Day festival, based on its significance of focusing on fertility and its rituals such as maypole dancing. I did touch on that a few weeks ago on a show. I did try and explain it in the most PG form I can. I have wrote my notes down tonight in very PG form, so hopefully that will come across a bit better than it did a few weeks ago. So some Wiccans would enact a ritual union of the May Lord and the May Lady. Now, traditionally on May the 1st, children these days wear flower crowns and dance with ribbons around the maypole to celebrate May Day. But, it goes back in history time now. In the 17th century, some high-profile Brits believed the holidays, or feared the holidays' pagan origins, and threatened to end the celebrations for good. Now, May Day celebrations were well established in England by the 14th century, but by the 17th century, it saw trouble for the ancient ritual following the English Civil War, now which resulted in the overthrow of King Charles I by Oliver Cromwell and his supporters. Many celebrations at that time, including Christmas, were regarded as immoral, and May Day fell under this scrutiny, and village maypoles were banned in villages until the monarchy was reinstated and Charles II came to power in 1660. So for a short period of time, it was completely abolished. It was illegal to have any form of maypole or anything erected, pardon the pun, in any of the villages. So they were all took down, burnt and destroyed until 1660. Now, the rebirth of this holiday saw the addition of the Green Man. Now, the Green Man we see a lot of the times. They're in a lot of garden centres. It's just a general face with green leaves all around him. Now, he's a figure completely green and covered in foliage, and he's intended to be the male embodiment of nature's abundance, basically. Now, the Green Man did exist in earlier celebrations, but during the 18th century, he became more popular as he led a procession of Morris dancers through the streets. So with the Morris dancers, there's generally somebody at the front who's green, going back, and it would be the green symbolisation of the Green Man leading the Morris dancers. Now, originally the maypole was an actual living tree. It wasn't just a stick years ago. It was an actual tree. But over time, it then became a tree trunk. And then obviously we now have an actual designated pole. I have been past some villages and I believe it's metal now. So that's just gone out the window completely. They've took nature out of it altogether. Over time, obviously the tree trunk had to be the correct height, age and type. And it was usually pine or birch tree. And the tree represents masculine energy. That's all I'm going to say on that for use your own imaginations. And the ribbons and flower garlands that bound it by young maidens were the feminine energy and a form of a fertility ritual. So yes, when you see the young maidens binding with the ribbons, now you know the origins of what it actually stands for. So how do we celebrate it? During Beltane, we honour the god and the goddess of spring. The story goes that the lovers were separated all winter and then reunited in springtime. Today we celebrate their reunion during Beltane with food, drink, multicoloured maypoles, which symbolise female energies wrapping themselves around the male form. So what could you do? You could light a bonfire, sit and meditate by the flames. I am a bit of a pyromaniac. I love fire, watching fire. I find it so enticing just to sit and watch the flames, and you see so many shapes and forms and it literally dances in front of you. It's easy to get into meditation.
That goes like onto 5 screens, doesn't it then? And you can see what messages can come through. Or
Exactly. I have a big connection with, absolutely love watching the flames. And I find it easier. Some of my I do a lot of meditation, but some of my easiest meditations have been while watching flames. I find it very easy to get into almost like a trance-like state watching the flames. But yeah, you could let it burn down if you want to light a bonfire for yourself, just a small one. Do check the rules and regulations of your local council area before you light bonfires at specific times and days. I just have to throw that out there. But yes, when you've lit it, let it burn down, and you could jump over the embers yourself. Have a little meditation, jump over the embers, have your family jump over the embers. Do tell them what it's for, obviously. You could hold a feast. Make lavender biscuits to honour the goddess of spring, and you could put one lavender biscuit on your altar as an offering. Don't let it stay there too long because you don't want mould in your house, of course, but you know, it's a nice little offering. You never know what's going to come out my mouth, do you? I don't know what's going to come out my mouth half the time. Oh dear. Hey ho, we
I might
move.
try making some actually. I have got some lavender that I could do with using up. I bought it for making like lavender and chamomile tea for like sleepy tea.
Oh
But
yeah,
I've seen them on biscuits before, like lavender biscuits, so I might give it a go this year.
yeah. They're very much like Marmite. People either love lavender or hate lavender, and lavender biscuits are they're quite simple. The ones I've tried, I've never made them myself, but I've bought some. They're quite perfumey in taste. Very similar to, like, you know, like when people say Earl Grey tea has a bit of a perfume taste to it. I love Earl Grey tea. It's a similar sort of taste. But yes, so yes, you can hold a feast, lavender biscuits. You could decorate your home, your doors and your windows with yellow flowers. There's loads of daffodils. Donna and Dave will know, actually. My daffodils are, apparently, I did research it, are blind daffodils because they've got no heads on them. There's no trumpets. It's just green leaves. I've said before, nothing grows in my garden for whatever reason. I don't know. I've tried talking to it, singing to it. Nothing is growing. They grow every other year, but not this year. They're blind. That's what it's called, blind daffodils.
Right, I've got mini daffs.
Yeah.
They've come up more than last year, and you know they're all happy there.
Yeah.
And then I've got other ones that were in a plant pot that last year, beautiful, big daffodils. This year they're just leaves. I'm just like, what's going on? I'm sure they're daffodils.
That makes me feel better because that's not just me in that case. That's brilliant. Well, it's not brilliant for you, but that's brilliant for me. Did
you find out why it's happened? Is there something specific gone on?
Apparently, according to Google, and we all believe what Google says, don't we? Apparently, it says that either there's been a disturbance in the ground and they've moved and they're too close together, so that's why they're blind, or there's been an early frost and they're too close to the surface already, so when they do push through, they don't grow a head or a trumpet.
Could have been that then. Could have been that.
Possibly, because we did have a bit of a frost.
Yeah.
But yes, you can decorate your home, your windows, and doors with yellow flowers. So if you have got daffodils, or you can just go and buy them from the shop, you know, all available at all local supermarkets. You can make a hair garland to wear to empower the inner goddess, or the inner god if you're a male, whatever. Or you can, if you're a male, you can still empower. Frida, shut up, right? You can just make a hair garland, and you can get some twine, measure it around your head, and wrap different plants around it. You can make it as cheap as you want or as flamboyant as you want. You make yourself a crown if you want, you know, no one's going to say anything. You were a conjurer, Lou, with your fire, with your magic fire.
Yeah. When you started reading, I put that up.
Oh, you got I missed that altogether. I was so baffled by that comment.
We're just really confused. It's like, yeah, you were reading. I got that. Put fire up.
Oh, I thought I'd lost the plot. Right.
No, you're fine.
Yes. Yeah. As I stated, the cattle were driven between two bonfires for fertility. It wasn't just for fertility. It was for the good harvest, to keep the cattle healthy. to keep prosperity for them. There was numerous reasons. Drink and fire at yours then, hun. Absolutely, yeah. I don't drink alcohol, but I'm good for. In fact, I don't drink in general. Like, I'm trying to have a drink. Donna has to message me daily, normally, bless her, to say, have a drink. Because my brain doesn't, I don't know if anybody else suffers with this. Like, my brain doesn't think, oh, keep having a sip, keep having a sip. It will wait until I'm like severely dehydrated to go, oh, I'm really thirsty. And I'm like, oh, I've not had a drink today. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, drink.
Yesterday, I got home from work and I
Yeah.
have my drink while I'm at work because I'm sat at my desk and I've got my flask
Yeah.
there to make sure I do have it. But
Yeah.
then I got home from work and I'm like, right, I won't have a drink. I'm going to go out, do the dogs, do this, do that, everything else. And then it came to like, it was like evening and like quite late on. I was just like, I'm really thirsty. When
Yeah.
did I have a drink?
See, it's easy done. Easy done. Jeanette's also put some of her daffodils haven't got heads this year. This is making me feel so much better, guys. Honestly, I thought it was me. Right. Anyway, so yes, so make the hair garland. You could wear green on the day. Perform a goddess ritual to draw in the powers of female energy. You can have a cleansing bath. I mean, all baths are cleansing, let's be honest. But what I mean is like putting crystals on the corners of your bath or shower, if you only have a shower. Light some candles, open your window just slightly, not so the neighbours can see you, just so you can let that fresh air flow in and cleanse the room, the energy, the space. And while you're laying in the bath, you imagine seeping out of your pores a colour that you associate with negativity. So all that negativity that's harbouring coming out of you, and you imagine the bath water changing to that colour. When you get out of the bath, pull the plug and you imagine all that negative water just going down the plug hole. And it is just a really simple cleanse. You can light some incense while you're in there. There's numerous ways. You could light candles anointed with essential oils. Generally, it's pink, yellow, or green candles. If you don't have pink, yellow, or green, just use a white candle, because remember, a white candle can represent any other colour. And anoint it with floral oils like rose or lavender. And remember, when you anoint a candle, put a few drops on the candle, and if you want to bring something into you, so bring something into your life, health, prosperity, abundance, you anoint from the outside into the middle of the candle, just working the oil out in. If you want to remove, if the candle is to remove something from your life, put the oil in the middle, start in the middle and work outwards. And that's just generally how you anoint a candle. But yes, so that is, oh, bang on time today. Look at 59:52. Look at that. That's, oh, well done. Right, next time you've got to praise yourself, because who else is going to praise you? I've always said that. I've always said, never be cocky or big-headed. I could teach my son this. Never be cocky or big-headed, but always give yourself praise, because no one else is going to do it for. Obviously, I'd give it to him, but you know, you should always big yourself up at least. But yeah, next time, if anybody wants to join us next time, the Witch's Closet, I'm going to be talking about the biggest misconceptions about Wicca and witchcraft.
Don't all dance around naked.
We dance around in the garden naked. I mean, I could probably say that and you'd probably all bloody believe me, you know. Yeah. But I'm out there with big cats calling at the moon like a wolf, you know. No, I don't do that. But we're going to be talking about the biggest misconceptions, like, are we Satanists? Do we believe in Satan? All that sort of stuff. So I will clear all that up. And also, again, like I said, how to create magical sigils. We're going to be teaching how to make sigils. Yes, Dave has put skyclad. I didn't want to say skyclad because probably not many people would understand if I said skyclad. I thought she's off the rocker again.
It's all educational, it's fine.
Yeah, trying to keep it PG. That's my. I have phrases that I go through. Phases of phrases that I love, and my current one is "Not today, Satan, not today." I don't even believe in Satan, but I just like the phrase. Big time, yay, not, but yeah. Why is my brain not braining today? I can't understand the Oh, sorry, Donna. Big time, yay. Not.
Was that
You'll have to message me.
Was that to dancing around naked?
Possibly. Nobody wants to see. Nobody wants to see me doing that. Believe you me. Jeanette, interesting again. Thanks. You're very welcome, Jeanette. So yeah, I hope people have learnt something new. And if you do try any of the methods of form of protection, make sure when you go into doing it, just make sure you fully believe that it's going to work. And it's all about intention with magic. Intention is key. I'm bigging you up for Wicca. Absolutely. We've got to make sure that Wiccan is not portrayed as evil. Absolutely. Great show. Well done. Thank you. Thanks, guys. But yeah, so on that, before I get carried away, I'm going to love you all and leave you all. Blessings for the rest of your week, the weekend ahead, for as long as you need it, really. And you're welcome, Lorraine. And yeah, and don't go throwing crystals at people's heads, please. I did not say that, so don't come back for me on that one.
Yeah, and then join us on Friday for the main show.
Yeah.
Yep.
And are you going out on Saturday? You doing any
not live
investigations?
Not live this Saturday, because on Sunday we are going to Stoke-on Trent, which is the Comic-Con, which is in conjunction with the Stoke-on-Trent Haunted Museum and Spirit Shop.
Ah, yes, wow, that'd be
early morning
great.
on Sunday morning, so we're going to be good and not go out investigating, because we went out last Saturday, and if we went out like last Saturday, where we just got completely wiped out, it's just like, we need to be awake on Sunday.
Yes, you do. And I will see you and Ben next Friday as well at the Stoke Haunted Museum. So that'll be good fun. But yeah, thank you all. And if you're watching it on replay, thank you for watching again. I hope it helps. I hope I've learned something new. And blessings to you all. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.